And then the way they dole out the $4 billion, there's three phases. So a phase one grant or small grants, usually maybe 250, 300,000 range for say 6 months up to 12 months. And that's about demonstrating feasibility. So that could be a study, it could be a simulation. If it's hardware, it could be a benchtop or breadboard prototype, a laboratory prototype. So whatever you need to do to demonstrate feasibility of your new innovation or technology. And then once you've demonstrated feasibility, you're eligible to go on to phase two, which is where the real money's at. And depending on the agency, each agency has their own budgets. It could be between $1 to $2 million typically, and those are 2-year grants. And that's where you're doing what I call a field prototype. So you're testing it more of a real world environment. So if it's with the U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, it might be literally testing it in the agriculture fields. If it's Department of Education, you're testing it in the classroom. If it's a DoD, you're testing it with a warfighter. And then phase three is commercialization. So that's where you have to find customers, partners, investors to get it to market. And there's no such thing technically as a phase three SBIR grant. Although, as I mentioned earlier, if you solve the agency's problem in phase one or phase two, the contracting agencies like DoD or NASA, they can do a phase three contract. They have to use a different pot of money. It's not SBIR funds, but that's what we call a phase three contractor to commercialize the technology.